This question is how to start this with an 11th grader who has been spoon-fed curriculums all along, seems to have no independence or creativity. That can be a tricky situation. You want to give the student a better way, yet at this later stage of the game, you also need to be sure that you're not kicking the scaffolding out from under her feet this close to graduation. If a complete change in methods will make her struggle to meet graduation requirements successfully, you may need to keep some of the critical subjects the same as what she's used to. However, you can always add some key Charlotte Mason components, like enjoying some living books, alongside the textbook if necessary, and giving her a wide variety of subjects throughout the week and year. Now, if the student is begging for a change and is eager to try something new for these last 2 years of school, you could dive in with both feet and do everything Charlotte Mason style. But it doesn't sound like that's the situation you have. It sounds more like you have a student who has had her natural curiosity schooled out of her, and you want to help her rediscover a love of learning if possible. In that situation, I would applaud you for that desire, but I would also urge you to keep in mind that you're trying to replace habits of thinking that have been formed through thousands of hours of repetition over the past 10 years. You can't replace all of that in one fell swoop. It will be a process. So it might help to think through what some more modest goals might look like. Goals that you could potentially initiate during these 2 years that might have long-term results even after she graduates. For example, you might just plant the seed that not all school books are dry textbooks. Find a good classic living book that will be interesting to the student. Read it together over time and invite discussion gradually. If she can grasp that idea that there are delightful books out there, she might be interested in reading one more, and maybe one more after that, and that process could yield much fruit over the course of her life. If you can offer a wide variety of subjects, you might awaken her to an interest that she didn't know she had. Music, art, a particular handicraft or art medium, a certain poet. So offer a generous feast and see what she might be drawn toward. In short, you can do a lot to make these last 2 years more enjoyable and seek to begin to rekindle the flame that is so dim right now. Just make sure that those changes don't put her graduation in jeopardy. You might not be able to do a full Charlotte Mason approach in every subject, but you can introduce enough of a generous curriculum to hopefully plant the seeds for future growth in some areas of her life.